Well, hello. I am doing a series of hostels that I stayed at, give you some in-depth pros and cons to the ones I've stayed, not just the pictures. It seems that the hostel videos that I have done are the most popular ones still after about 3 years of me doing that, and I have been online here for 4 years. It's my birthday this month, the channel's birthday, and haven't traveled in a couple of years, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to, but I am going to give you some in-depth information on the hostels that I have stayed. This one's going to be San Diego Downtown Hostel. I only stay at HI USA hostels, and they are very good so far. It's Hosteling International. I'm showing you the website so you can look it up yourself, look at pictures. This particular one is in the Gaslamp district, which is a lot of fun if you're an extrovert. I am an introvert. I am an extreme introvert, so I didn't get much sleep. That was the only thing I can say about it. If you are an introvert, and I heard someone at the front desk say this to someone on the phone when they called and inquired. And they say, oh, I don't think it's going to be for you if you want quiet. If you want quiet, this is not the place for you. But I stayed here and I loved it, even though I like quiet. And that's the only con to the whole thing. The only con I have, and I'm going to tell you that up front, is that if you like action, this is the place. Or don't come on a weekend when there's the Padres are in town, the baseball team. But this place, the pros, I will just say briefly, it was not on my plan to go to San Diego at all when I was going cross country on a train. I travel Amtrak a lot, cross country. My destination actually was Flagstaff, Arizona, where I stayed almost a week. And I won't go into details, but interestingly enough, I wound up homeless. Poor insight on my part. I know better next time. I went during their blues festival, and there were no hotels, and I didn't book it right. I didn't figure out the right amount of days. My fault, but I ended up homeless in Flagstaff. So I was going to go to LA on the train, and people around me told me, do not go to LA, go to San Diego instead. It's a lot prettier city. So I had no idea about San Diego. I don't have a iPhone. All I had to do was I called the directory to make a long story short, I called them from the directory, told them my situation. Do you have a bed? I know nothing about it, but do you have a bed? I had stayed in the hostel, HI hostel in Washington, D.C. I had stayed at the HI hostel in New York City. Had a great time. I knew that it was going to be good accommodations. They accommodated me. They said, no problem. We'll fit you in. We got you. We got you back. No problem. Knew nothing about how to get around San Diego, nothing about any of it. Got on the train, went down to San Diego. Loved it, by the way, and I was there for a weekend because my ticket home was in 2 days, so I had 2 days to be homeless before I could take the train home. So anyway, yep, my computer's going out. Anyway, the screen. So anyway, I got down there, found my way around. It was kind of hard for me to find my way around because I have an internal GPS. Made my way down there. I will say that this hostel, out of all the hostels I have stayed, which have only been 4, but other type of B&Bs and that type of thing I have stayed, this was the friendliest. I would say the biggest pro to this one is that it's the friendliest. The staff were the friendliest. The residents there, the guests there were the friendliest. I met people from all over. The accommodations that I got, because I think they knew that I was older and knew I probably would want quiet. They gave me the most quiet room they had, and they gave me a private room even though it had 4 beds in it. Nobody else was in there for the first night. The second night they put a an older woman in there with me. So I didn't have the kids, which I wouldn't have minded. I have stayed with college students, young professionals. I've done that and met them in the other hostels, but they were very mindful, I will say mindful of my situation. And I think I told them they recommended fantastic eateries. I said, I feel like eating some fish that doesn't cost a fortune. They told me a restaurant down the street that was fantastic. This place is within walking distance, and it's in Gaslamp District. It's within walking distance of the convention center, walking distance of the baseball stadium, hosting loads and loads of shopping and restaurants. It's a party atmosphere on the weekends, festivals, all types of things going on. I felt safe there because I don't know if this is San Diego in general, but there were a lot of canine officers walking the streets. A lot. I mean, more than I have seen in my whole life. I've been in New York City on Thanksgiving. I've seen a lot of blue. Men and women in blue on Thanksgiving. I saw more officers in San Diego per square block than I saw in New York at Thanksgiving. So I felt very safe. It's a very pretty city. It's easy to get around. This was not expensive. I don't know what I paid for it, but the hostels on the West Coast seem to be cheaper than the hostels on the East Coast. I did notice that. You do get a continental breakfast, which is nice, and they have an open kitchen. They have a billiard room. I shot pool with some guys. I met guys. I usually meet guys more than I do the women, but met guys from all over the world. Had a good time talking. We had some good chats. Like I said, I thought it was the friendliest. Here I put here on their contact information. I will say that really the fine print before you make reservations, you may have to be a member. It doesn't cost much to be a member. I don't know what the fee is. It was just a few dollars back 3 or 4 years ago. It's inexpensive. It's well worth the membership, and then you don't have to worry about whether they take non-members or not. Some of their facilities do, some do not. This was very clean. I love the murals. It was unique. I love the murals they had on the walls, and it was clean and safe. Within walking distance of a lot of things. You can get the trolley. I think it's called the trolley anywhere else you want to go in San Diego. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm going to scroll real quick to what kind of accommodations. I know I've gotten some feedback like I will not stay in a hostel. That's all. They have private rooms. I mean, some hostels have private rooms. This is what you can get. I stay in the four bed dorm is what I stay in. They have a 4-bed dorm. They have a 6-bed dorm. And the more people in the dorm, the cheaper it is. Then they have a 10-bed dorm. That's a lot of people. Then we have a private, then they have a private single bunk for 2 people, private double bunk for 2 people. They have the private quad ensuite to get your private bathroom there for 4 people. And they have a private double ensuite for 2 people. I think if I stay in the hostel again I will get the private room, just for the fact that I don't know, I think I'll just do private room. Since the pandemic, you never know. You will get people from all over the world. This was one fun place, very, very friendly, very, very accommodating. I can't say enough about it because, like I said, I was basically homeless in Arizona. Took the train over. Sight unseen, they took me. So if you have any questions, comment. I know a lot of people travel to San Diego. Check it out. Check out the website. See what. Give them a call. Talk to them. See what you can find out. Also, just comment below, read and look at the other videos I have about Hostel, and I do appreciate you still keeping with me, watching my channel, even though I haven't traveled in 2 years. You're still watching, and you're watching about the hostels. And until next time, stay safe and happy travels.